there's so much education involved, like we're saying earlier, but especially with these new rapid onset things and once
Yeah.
terpenes and different cannabinoids are introduced, there's just a whole nother world.
Yeah. Well, and that's where the education's so important, right? And doing PADs. That's one thing that you'll definitely be seeing the Canna Boss Babes be doing and handling a lot more of, because that I think is one of the bigger needs of the industry right now is that education. And then also for the shops just to get that extra promotion. So when the brand and the shop can work together to really create an experience, right? I'm all about the human
For
experience.
real.
Um, and create an experience where people can learn why that product is important, why that product should have a second look, why terpenes are important, right? Why dosing low is better or having CBN is good, right? Like, because I think that people just like go in the shop, and the reason why they're asking for high THC is because it's the only thing that they've heard about for like a decade now or two or
And that's when
whatever,
I
right?
and that's when I was doing these PADs. I would ask people. I'd say, "Hey, if you don't mind me, if you don't mind me asking, what are you getting today?" "Oh, I'm getting this edible." I'm like, "Oh, so do you know
Yeah.
what the active component of your edible is?" Most of the time, no. I would
No.
say, and then I would, depending what it was that they're talking about, because I love learning about all products. So I have a pretty like, you know, wide range of knowledge when it comes to edibles, especially in beverages. So it's just so interesting to see, like you're saying, like, I call it, I'm just gonna like the restaurant theory, if you will, just work in the restaurant world for so long. People come in, they have the one dish they love. I do it myself, order it every time. If it ain't broke, don't fix it type deal. But it's like, hey, there's also something better you can try. Just switch it up a little bit. And that's why PADs are awesome. Like you're saying, just getting it out
Yeah.
in front of people, and especially with beverages,
Yeah.
because if I'm making mocktails or I have the opportunity to make an active cocktail, when people go in a dispensary and hear a cocktail shaker shaking or even see it, they're like,
Yes.
what is that? What's going on here?
Yeah. Yeah. And even if all they get is an unmedicated version, they still have a sense of what the product is, right? Like they still leave with something. They leave with something that makes them go, hey, um, like maybe I didn't have,
Next
maybe
time.
it
They'll say
wasn't
again
even a
next time.
purchase
Yeah.
this time, but next time they definitely want to support because you created with them with an unforgettable experience. And so that's what the Canna Boss Babes will be helping brands with this year is creating those unforgettable experiences. I do, of course, have a network of brand ambassadors and such too. So I think there's, we've already been talking about aligning some brands with different people and being able to help match them even to events and activations, right? Like just being able to know what's going on. Like I'm a part of a Super Bowl gifting suite that's going to be at Green Street, like there's a lot of brands that would love to go and be a part of that. And so really but making sure it's not just any, it has to align with the overall
Well,
vision and the theme. So we need to start, that's
and
how we
with
start
that,
taking ourselves
and with
serious.
that too is like, it's super cool that you're curating that, and there's probably cool ways we can collab with Koan, but it's like,
Yeah,
and every ambassador is like not created equal. I'm sure you've seen, like, I've
they're
gone
not.
personally been in dispensaries, and I would go and I'm like, is this person like, because they'll just be on their phone or something, and the
Or they're
products.
just standing there waiting for someone to come over. So that's where, for me, the other part of that we're building out is because I love my systems and my operations, right? Is training. So social media, as soon as you book that schedule, what are you doing to promote? How are we
100%.
promoting? We're going to be there. Um, Being able to help the brand provide assets to the shop that the shop can use to also promote, sending out an email blast is a huge thing if you can get the shop to be able to just like, and if you provide them with the content to do that, there's no reason why they can't do that in time and let people know, and it really can make the difference in sales. And so it's promoting that, it's training, it's training these brand ambassadors, not just in the product, but also in the lab, being able to get them some lab training, right? And a little bit more education so that way they're even more comfortable and confident having any range of conversation about any product. It doesn't even have to be just the one that they're there to represent, but the more of an impression that they make, right? The more that they increase that positive experience, the more memorable your brand becomes for that person. And so that's what I'm really excited to do. It ties in my old corporate life of, all my manager training and employee and setting up, corporate culture and core values and how do we exhibit them and all of that, and setting up, customer service and really creating processes that are enjoyable for everybody. It's creating that memorable experience. So I'm excited to be able to like shake out and see how best to serve our industry. And so, that plus the advocacy work, that's what I'll be doing a lot this year of.